Yogi Ramsuratkumar Bhagavan used to say that everything is grace. You are opening your eyes and closing. Your very breathing, the movement of the hand and the legs. It is not possible without grace. Everything is based only upon grace. To be able to feel this grace all the time is sadhana. In the beginning, we think that it's only when we get something that we pray for, it's grace. No? As we evolve more and more and more, you also begin to feel the grace in everything. So sometimes not getting what you want is also grace. How will you know? After some time. If you give it a little time, believing, okay, something negative seems to be happening, but I think it's negative, but whatever Bhagavan brings to us can only be a blessing. So let me see what blessing it is. So after some time, it will reveal itself, how it is a blessing. Now, so you have already been introduced to Yogi Ramsuratkumar earlier. So one thing is, Tiruvannamalai itself is a great place that Raman Maharishi calls it the spiritual heart of the world. The spiritual heart is the foundation of creation. So this spiritual heart has a very great magnetic pull. It draws great masters from every nook and corner of the world. If there is one great master, he'll be pulled along. Such is the greatness of the mountain, because the mountain itself is Lord Shiva. And you know, wherever the linga is, it is Garbhagriha. And you know, in Garbhagriha, there is such high energy, and that's why people don't allow us to go inside. Because people will be going with different thoughts, worldly thoughts, and they would be spoiling the place. So, in order to keep up the energy only, they keep this Garbhagriha separate. Here the whole of Tiruvannamalai is Garbhagriha. Because the linga is such huge linga, and the place around it is Garbhagriha. So, those who live in Tiruvannamalai are living in the Garbhagriha all the time. Such is the energy here. And I might have told you last year also, great rishis from the ancient times, from the time Lord Shiva appeared as a huge column of fire, rishis and devatas have been drawn to this place. Now, invisible to us, there are so many rishis on the mountain and inside the mountain also. You may not be able to see them, but in the night, if you are lucky, you could see spots of light moving. And that is those Siddha Purushas. Sometimes they are seen, sometimes they are not seen. And inside also there is a Siddha Loka, where everything is golden, because when the energy becomes higher and higher, the emission of radiation from that will also assume golden hue. That's why whenever you see a picture of Mahatma, there's a golden halo, meaning that they are in that state. So inside there is a Siddha Loka, where there are many great rishis in different states of meditation. Ramana Maharishi witnessed it. He had a vision, and then when he came down, there was an opening, and then he saw it. He peeped inside. The energy was so high. Ordinary human being body will not be able to bear this energy. I don't know, long back there was a story that two students went to one of the caves in the Himalayas. They found Hanumanji sitting there. And one boy took photographs. The other one could not stand, he just came out. And the boy who took the photograph, he died there on the spot. The boy who came out, he peeped in and he saw this, so he came running because both of them spotted Hanumanji sitting there. And then the news reached the world and people went in search of this boy, the dead boy. Of course, Hanumanji was no more there, but the camera was there and he had photographed. So that picture also came. It's a very thrilling experience, even one look at that picture. Meaning, your body is not able to withstand that kind of energy all of a sudden. If you can lift yourself to varied levels of energy gradually, then at the end of the samadhi it is possible. Otherwise, all of a sudden from our state of energy, it will be disastrous. So Raman Maharishi told the temple authorities to close that, so that now nobody knows where the opening is. Nobody can get inside. But often Mahatmas, they get visions or dreams of the world inside. So that confirms, even to me two Mahatmas came and told that we had a vision of this. So from time to time you get assurance from the visions of the great ones. Otherwise, there is no way you can find out what is inside. But all these rishis, and of course the natural linga, that radiates such energy that you see now the place has become an international city. You mention a country, there are people from there. And those people, if not all of them, at least a considerable portion of them are genuine. And you must see them living in the summer, all the time sweating. But they manage to live on because their goal is fixed. Now, the idea of the place is this. At a time, 5 great masters will be visible to the eyes. And there are ever so many invisible. Again, among the 5, we can see only 1 or 2 of them. They may be hidden elsewhere. So we know that the most recently, Seshadri Swami had come from Kanchipuram, and it's a place of Divine Mother Kamakshi, where she literally lived and did tapasya. Now that place is also very vibrant. And Raman Maharishi from the place of Meenakshi, it's a high energy place, and Yogi Ji from the place of Visalakshi. So 3 divine mothers. As their representatives, these 3 great souls came into this place and they did their spiritual ministry. Now, unless it is meant for you to come here, you cannot come here. No matter how many times you try. Raman Maharishi says, when he was up there in the mountain, he was only 17 years, and he was in very deep meditation, and he was observing silence all the time. His mother came, poor mother, you know what a mother would expect. She came and sat there. 3 days continuously she was crying, begging this son of hers, you please come home. I will take care of you, I will not disturb you. You do the same thing there, come home. But Raman Maharishi kept quiet. And then somebody nearby said, see, she's your mother. And she has been here for 3 days now, crying. You owe her some reply. And then he just pulled out a stick and then wrote it on the Whatever is meant to happen will happen no matter what. Meaning, no matter how much you try that it should not happen, it will happen if it is meant to happen by fate. Whatever is not meant to happen will not happen no matter what. However you try that it should happen, the tapasya will be noted down, but the result may not be there. Unless you do some extraordinary tapas. Unless the element of grace makes it possible. Mostly, this is the rule. So, when he wrote it down, his mother understood. She left the place. Why I am saying it applies to all of us, all our lives. You are all very fortunate because you have somebody here to inspire you, to initiate you into these ideas so that you know there is the other life. And then you want to connect with it as much as possible, even amidst your routine life. This motivation, the introduction to this idea, and then this continuous motivation is God's grace. But for God's grace, we would not have even come to know about it. The Shastras say somebody's life filled with past bad karmas, they won't even come to hear about a divine name. Even if they come to hear, they won't be able to utter that. Which means all that is cleared for all of you. That you have come to hear about this great place and your motivation, inspiration continues through him and your personal drive, So it's also there. So you have been exceptionally lucky. Only thing is, you have to keep up this lamp of inspiration burning. It's one thing sitting in Tiruvannamalai, listening to all this, and going about climbing up the mountain, going around the mountain is one thing. But once you are back in Bombay, which is a mini America, right? There, amidst all that noise, to be able to keep up this lamp burning is very important.